Next up is Ruebner. Ruebner is 16 and is a new student to Athenian this year, coming from Akalani's high school. He lives in Lafayette with his parents. His interests include psychology, philosophy, and music. He plays clarinet and saxophone and sometimes practices music production on Logic Pro. So welcome, Ruebner.
Hello. I thank you all for coming out today. Hi, my name is Ruebner, and today I want to talk to you about the impact of music on our brain and the importance of music in our lives. I'm a junior, and this is my first year at Athenian High School. I play 2 instruments, clarinet and saxophone, and I also do a little bit of music production on Logic Pro. I especially love rap, rock, and soul. And in my listening and playing, I've learned that music is so much more than just entertainment. It has countless unique effects on the human brain that we're still learning about to this day. Today, I want to bridge the gap between music and psychology to try to understand exactly what it does to our brains and how important it really is. We know that music can affect your body. How many of you have heard a piece of music at some point and nodded your head to the rhythm or moved in a different way? Almost all of you. I definitely have. It doesn't matter what type of music you're into, all of it does this. Personally, I love music that can give me chills. I can put on a Stevie Wonder song and hear a beautiful melody or an insane guitar solo on a Prince record, and I just feel good. On a surface level, that's just one thing that music can do for you. It does a ton in life. It can help you relax, concentrate, feel pumped for a workout, and so much more. But I wanted to know what makes you feel like this. According to SCL Health, in an article titled, "Does Music Really Make Us Happy?" Enjoying music causes dopamine to go off in the brain, leading to the chills that I mentioned earlier. For reference, dopamine is the same chemical produced when falling in love. The dopamine also can make your body ignore some of the fatigue it might be feeling by concentrating on something else. This is what can make you feel pumped for a workout or excited overall. However, if music can do all these things for you that can make you feel happy, how does sad music work? Has anyone here heard a song that has made you tear up? I have, for sure. Songs like Knees by Injured Reserve or White Ferrari by Frank Ocean come to mind. Well, according to health.com, in an article with the funniest title ever, "Sad Girl Playlists Aren't Just Trendy," sad music can trigger memories deep within the brain, and since memories are so closely connected to emotions, it can cause one to feel a deep sense of nostalgia. The reason that these memories are triggered is because of an activation in 2 parts of your brain. The amygdala, which is responsible for making you feel sad, along with the hippocampus, which is responsible for your memory. Well, that sounds pretty sciencey. It basically means that your brain is feeling sadness and increased memory recollection together, which leads to sad memories. Now, that might sound bad. From that alone, it doesn't really seem like anyone would want to listen to sad music. In reality, it does wonders in helping people engage with feelings that may have been avoided or unresolved. It also can help with overall emotional regulation. It's really the same reason why it can feel good to cry. Another thing that happens is the triggering of a chemical called prolactin, which is meant to help quell the feelings of sadness. However, since the sadness one receives from music is secondhand, it actually ends up tricking the brain into feeling better. Along with the emotional impacts music has, it can also strengthen cognitive functions in unique ways. The patterns in music strengthen the hippocampus greatly, which, as I mentioned before, is in charge of memory in the brain. The song "Shape of You" by Ed Sheeran comes to mind here. Personally, I hate that song. I think it's repetitive beyond belief, but I've heard it so many times in my life that I'm confident I know almost every word. This is because the hippocampus is recognizing the patterns in a very repetitive song. So, while I might not like it, "Shape of You" is technically really good for me. Physically playing music also leads to a whole new area for cognitive growth. Studies have shown that children who play music grow up to do better on tests and other intelligence-based tasks. While the University of Texas has found that just listening to music can help people do better on tests, what makes playing it so special is that it activates so many different parts of your brain at once from the hippocampus, as mentioned earlier, to the multitasking and motor skill areas of your brain, playing music can genuinely alter one's brain chemistry by creating new neural pathways to strengthen those cognitive skills. Now we know how music can affect you emotionally and cognitively, but it also has some incredible therapeutic benefits. As I mentioned before, it can help you to express feelings, but it can also help improve physical rehabilitation from things like injuries. It does this by upping self-esteem through dopamine and lowering blood pressure levels. The way this works is through something called the vagus nerve, which is located very close to the eardrum. According to the National Library of Medicine, in a study called The Effects of Classical Music on the Heart Rate, Blood Pressure, and Mood, this can help the body to relax, which in turn lowers blood pressure, as the title suggests. Music has also been tied to a boost in social skills. Listening releases oxytocin, which is a chemical that can relay feelings of trust, attachment, and recognition. Now, I think I've been covering the scientific ideas enough. Even more than all the impacts music has on my brain, I love it because it's a universal language. Anybody from any culture can understand it, which leads to some really interesting connections. Think Close Encounters of the Third Kind, where they're hitting notes on the keyboard to communicate with the aliens. As for me personally, even though I'm new to this school, I was able to meet so many new people through a shared love of music. I'm also able to keep connected to my old school by writing for its newspaper in a recurring column called Ruebner's Records, where I cover, you guessed it, music. Plus, I attend a band called the Rossmore Big Band, which boasts an age range of around 1185. The shared experience we have had of playing music helps kids connect in really unique ways to the older generations, where we learn something from them and they learn something from us. Where else would I be able to make friends with Jan, a clarinetist who's around 4 times my age and half my size? It's all because of music. I have so many fond memories of listening with people. I remember in Spanish class, my friends and I would play unreleased Lil Wayne and Kendrick Lamar songs while we worked on projects. And I would scream the lyrics to whatever obscure songs I wanted to play when I got aux in the car with my friends. I would drive with my dad, and he would show me his favorite songs, and we'd bond over Style Council, Pink Floyd, Neil Young. Music is a beautiful thing that only becomes more beautiful when it's shared with others. The connections that can be created through this medium are genuinely unlike anything else. What I want you all to take away from this is that music is so much more than entertainment. It does a massive amount for the human brain, and is wildly important to so many parts of everyday life. One final example of the power of music I want to share with you involves my grandfather, Boris. He was a Jewish refugee during World War II, and he was able to write down many of his experiences during the war before he unfortunately passed away 9 years ago. This is him around the time of World War II, moments that diary recollect, and this is near the end of his life. One passage he wrote was a recollection of his time at the Berlin Olympics, the day that Jesse Owens won 4 gold medals deconstructing Hitler's racist beliefs. This is what he wrote. The ceremonies for the Owens victories were the first time that I heard the United States national anthem, which had an emotional effect on me and gave me goose pimples. I actually liked the tune. My grandfather was only 13 at the time, not old enough to fully grasp what that anthem would later mean to him. But the music alone was enough to evoke an emotional response that he still remembered so many years later. This is one of the many reasons why I love music so much. I truly believe it's one of the most important inventions in human history. It's a mastery of emotion and language translated into a medium that can be understood by everyone, and that, to me, is beautiful. Thank you.